about 4:30 on a Monday morning. Good morning to you. You're watching the Fox Connecticut Morning News. I'm Maggie Sliss.
And I'm Tim Lammers. Glad you're with us. It's a busy day. There is a massive storm on the way. Of course, we have live team coverage for you this morning. To start, we got Katie CORRADO live covering the flight situation at Bradley International Airport.
We certainly do. And Crystal Hall is covering the roads at the East Hartford D.O.T. garage. But of course, we want to start with Joe Fury in the Weather Watch Center. He has got the very latest for us. Joe, good morning to you.
Good morning, Maggie. Good morning, Tim. And hi, everybody. Good morning. All right. Yes, we've done this before 2 years ago with the 3-foot amounts. And well, yes, we're talking about a developing situation here in the Weather Watch Center. We're talking about a storm that's going to develop as we go into tonight, something that's not even there right now. And so, you know, explosive bombogenesis off the coast and all the moisture being brought in, big cold high to the north, tight pressure gradient, strong winds, blowing, drifting, poor visibility, some lightning and thunder, coastal flooding at times of high tide. 3, 4, 5 o'clock tomorrow morning, you guys on the coast got to be careful with these tides that will be rising. All right, let's talk about the blizzard warning. It's in effect for all of Connecticut, Rhode Island, eastern Massachusetts. And that blizzard warning goes right down through New York City metro area. And then you have winter storm warnings out to the north. And of course, that doesn't mean you won't have blizzard conditions in those areas in western Massachusetts, because you will. Now, there's a little bit of snow trying to be in the air right now. What's happening right now is that the upper level disturbance, the energy in that northern branch that's coming on down, is responsible for the snow that's in the air right now out through Pennsylvania near New York City. We have very dry air to the north, that Arctic high that's nosing down with the very cold air. So, you know, this system, you know, if it were just going to slide off the coast and to our south, we really wouldn't get much from it. So the idea is that, yes, there might be some flakes in the air for you as we go on through this morning into this afternoon. But for getting to work, for those in school, early dismissals, good idea. All right, so, you know, schools, you know you're not going to have school tomorrow and you're not going to have school Wednesday. So you might as well try and get at least a half day in today. That's fine. So this system digging to the coast, the storm will take shape off the mid-Atlantic coast and bomb out into this major nor'easter. Temperature currently 12 at Norfolk. It is 13 at Torrington. It's 15 at Putnam and Colchester this morning, 18 at Hartford, 22 New Haven. Winds right now are not that strong, but these winds are going to really start to crank up as we go through the overnight tonight. And we're talking gusts in the 40, 50 plus mile per hour range, especially as you head to the higher elevations on the coast. So you have to worry about the threat for some scattered power outages. Notice that cold air to the north. Saranac Lake, New York is 23 below zero on the thermometer this morning. So maps in motion show that a little bit of light snow will start to develop this afternoon. Once you head towards sunset time, shoreline, you guys are going to get into it first. I think the 95 corridor, that is going to have some pretty good snow coming down as you go for the evening rush hour time. Inland locations, you'll have some light snow scattered about. So anytime after about 2 o'clock today, things start to ramp up a little bit. But we're not talking about anything major. And so, you know, we get through the overnight tonight. Once you head toward and after midnight tonight, that's when it's going to turn really dangerous as far as travel is concerned, and that snow will be pouring on down. So today, temperatures in the 20s. There can be a little bit of light snow around as we go for the midday into this afternoon, with a steadier snow as we head towards sunset time and beyond, with the blizzard warning in effect later today, tonight, right through the day tomorrow, right into Tuesday night as well for yes, we're talking about amounts of snow that are in the 15 to 30 inch range, with some locally higher amounts that can be in place. So I'll be back to tell you more on the specifics of the snow, who might get the most, and, well, what happens after the storm. Is it going to warm up, or are we talking about some bitter cold Arctic air that's going to be in place? I'll have the details on that full long-range forecast in just a little while. All right. Right now, hopefully all is well on the roads. Rach, good morning.
Joe, roads look great.
Great, wonderful.
Roads are fine right now. Right now, yes. Later, you won't be able to see them, that's for sure. But right now, we're doing okay. So if you are traveling into New Haven this morning, and maybe you have a half day of school, half day of work, or you're just trying to get a few things done, we're doing fine here along 91 and 95. Same deal as you head down into Fairfield County and along the east and westbound sides of 84 out of Farmington and West Hartford, straight on into the capital area. Smooth sailing along I-91 1 right through downtown. No problems on 2 West. Your drive times into Waterbury look pretty good. About 5 minutes on the eastbound side straight out through Cheshire. Westbound looks good. So does Route 8 south out of Seymour to Shelton. Take a look outside. Here is Route 9. We're clear and quiet north and southbound sides. You'll move through the stoplights just fine. And the Aragoni Bridge looks good. That's the Sleepies, the only Mattress Professionals traffic report. And here's my handle on Twitter, @Rachel Lutzker. Guys.
Rachel, thank you. Well, with a blizzard coming our way, expected to hit the state, the DOT is taking every step to prepare ahead of time.
Yeah, Fox Connecticut's Crystal Hall joins us live from the Department of Transportation garage in East Hartford with more on how it's all hands on deck. Good morning, Crystal.
Hi, good morning. That's right, guys. Now, we do expect to see DOT trucks heading out a little later this morning to treat some of the roadways. And then as we start to see snow later today, they will have their snow plows deployed across the state. So certainly all hands on deck for this storm. Now, DOT has more than 600 trucks stationed at dozens of garages across the state. So as the weather worsens, we do expect to see them out on the highway. Now, yesterday, Governor Malloy issued a statement saying that as many state departments are monitoring and preparing for the storm, so should the public. Now, the governor is asking residents to take all necessary precautions like stocking up on food, water, gas, flashlights, and an emergency supply kit. Now, several state departments will be in full force during this storm, including the Division of Emergency Management and Homeland Security. Now, personnel will be working alongside the National Weather Service to track the storm and will also be participating in conference calls. And then, of course, you have DOT, which will have its entire staff on board. Now, later this morning at 10 a.m., the governor will be briefing the state's preparations for this storm. That will be happening in Hartford at the Emergency Operations Center, where at 4 p.m. he will order it to be activated. Now, back here in East Hartford, again, we are outside the DOT garage where we do expect crews to be heading out later this morning to go out and pre-treat those roads ahead of this storm. For now, we are reporting live this morning in East Hartford. Crystal Hall, Fox, Connecticut.
All right, Crystal, thank you. Well, with this major storm on the way, it's also going to affect air travel, and airlines across the Northeast are gearing up for some major flight changes.
Fox Connecticut's Katie Corrado's live at Bradley International right now with what you need to know if you're getting ready to travel today.
Good morning, Tim and Maggie. If you're planning to fly this week, you may be grounded here in Connecticut. More than 1,400 flights have already been canceled across the Northeast ahead of this blizzard that's expected to begin later on this evening. And many of those flights are here at Bradley International Airport. Others are at surrounding airports, including Logan, JFK, LaGuardia, and Newark. Select flights have also been canceled in Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, and Baltimore, upstate New York, and as far north as New England, in New England as Maine. Many of the major airlines are waiving flight change fees for customers planning to travel between today and tomorrow. Delta alone has scrubbed about 600 flights, and JetBlue has canceled close to 300. The flight tracking website FlightAware has reportedly released an email saying airlines are expected to announce even more cancellations as today goes on. The FlightAware website already lists 12 cancellations here at Bradley. We do know that American Airlines and United have posted advisories online about flights that they expect will be affected by this storm. Back now live here at Bradley, you can see that there are quite a few people here. This is busier than we would expect on a normal Monday morning at 4:30 a.m. So there are people, I guess, who are trying to get to the airports a little bit earlier. If you do have plans to travel, check with your individual carrier to see if the flight has been canceled or if there has been a waiver to a flight change fee. Reporting live at Bradley International Airport, Katie Corrado, Fox, Connecticut.
Thank you, Katie. As for Metro North, officials there have told us that additional engineers and track workers are being called in to try to keep the trains running and the lines as clear of snow as they can get them. Service is expected to operate on a normal schedule for most of the day today, but the MTA is warning all of you commuters out there, keep checking the train schedules, especially later in the day. Have a backup plan in case service does get disrupted. And on the topic of trains, Amtrak said its passenger rail service is planning to operate the whole Northeast corridor on the regular Monday schedule. But again, as the snow starts and gets worse, that could change at any moment once the conditions change. So Amtrak is advising you to please keep a close eye on local conditions along your route and just be ready for any sudden changes in scheduling.
And another major concern among residents in our state is the situation regarding electricity. Connecticut Light and Power says it's ready for whatever this blizzard may bring. The utility is expecting significant snowfall and high winds to bring down trees and limbs, which could threaten power lines. Approximately 400 line workers are on standby and are being pre-staged in various locations all across the state. If customers do run into power problems during the storm, you're asked to contact CLNP's emergency line. That's 1-800-286-2000. And of course, be sure to stay with Fox Connecticut for continuing coverage of the blizzard of 2015. We'll also have our team spread out all across the state with up-to-the-minute information regarding closings and delays on foxct.com. Even if you have power issues, all that information and all live newscasts are, of course, available on our Fox CT mobile app.